Automatic cars are faster now. In many cases, they launch harder, shift quicker, and put power down more efficiently than a manual ever could. So on paper, this debate should already be over. But somehow it isn't. Because even with all the speed, all the convenience, and all the modern transmission tech, manual cars still have something a lot of automatics struggle to replace. They feel more alive, and that's why this argument never dies. Because this is not just about numbers. It's about involvement. It's about rhythm. It's about what happens between you, the car, and the road. A manual transmission gives you more responsibility. You choose the gear. You control the clutch. You decide when the car shifts and how the engine stays in the power band. That creates a different kind of connection. You are not just steering and pressing the throttle. You are actively part of what the car is doing. And for a lot of drivers, that alone makes the experience more fun. Every cleanup shift feels earned, every rev match feels satisfying. Even simple driving can feel more engaging because you are doing more than just pointing the car forward. That extra involvement is the entire appeal. A good manual makes the car feel mechanical in the best possible way. You feel the timing, you feel the engine, you feel the weight of each input. And when everything comes together, the car almost feels like an extension of you. That is something manual drivers talk about all the time. Not because it is objectively faster, but because it is emotionally better. Now compare that to a modern automatic. An automatic transmission is usually easier, quicker, and more efficient in the real world. You don't have to think about clutch control in traffic. You don't have to manage gears constantly in stop-and-go driving. And if the automatic is good, it can make a car feel brutally effective. Modern automatics are nothing like old lazy slush boxes people still joke about. A good dual-clutch transmission can shift unbelievably fast. A strong modern torque converter automatic can also be smooth when cruising and aggressive when pushed. That means today's automatic cars can be both comfortable and seriously quick. And that's exactly why the market moved this way. For most people, automatic just makes more sense. It's easier to live with, it's easier to launch, it's easier in traffic, and in many performance cars it's simply the faster option. That part is not really up for debate anymore. If your goal is lap times, consistency, or pure acceleration, automatic usually wins. And honestly, that matters, because if you are building a car around modern performance, fast shifts and optimized gearing are hard to ignore. Automatic transmissions can keep the engine in the perfect range more efficiently than most drivers can with a manual. That gives them a real advantage. But being better at speed is not the same as being better at fun. That is where manual survives. Because fun is not always about optimization. Sometimes fun comes from effort, from timing, from getting it right, from needing skill. A manual car asks more from you. And because it asks more from you, it often gives more back. Even slower manual cars can feel entertaining because the experience itself has texture. There is more to do, more to feel, more to think about. And that makes even ordinary roads feel more engaging. An automatic can still be exciting, of course. A fast automatic performance car can feel unbelievably sharp. Paddle shifters can still give you some control. And when the transmission is well tuned, the car can feel relentless. Quick downshifts, instant upshifts, no interruption in power. It can be seriously addictive. But it is a different type of excitement. Automatic excitement is often about effectiveness. Manual excitement is usually about participation. That is the real split. Then there is daily driving. This is where automatic has an obvious advantage for many people. If you sit in traffic every day, deal with crowded city driving, or just want the car to be easy all the time, automatic is usually the better answer. There is less effort, less fatigue, less annoyance in slow conditions. That convenience matters a lot more in real ownership than people like to admit. A manual sounds romantic until you are crawling through traffic with a heavy clutch and constant shifting. And that is why so many people who love manual in theory still choose automatic in real life. But even then, manuals keep their loyal following because they make the car feel special. Even before you move, just grabbing the shifter and knowing you control the next gear changes the atmosphere. It feels old school, focused, intentional. That matters especially now because so many modern cars are becoming easier, smarter, and more filtered. Manual is one of the few things left that still feels raw. And that rawness has value. Now let's talk about skill. One reason manual stays respected is because it rewards technique. A good driver in a manual car is doing more than just driving quickly. They are managing the car more completely. Smooth shifts, clutch control, proper downshifts, good gear choice, all of that adds depth to the experience. Automatic removes a lot of that workload, which is exactly why it is better for speed in many cases, but it also removes some of the challenge. And for enthusiasts, challenge is often part of the reward. That is why the answer depends heavily on what kind of driver you are. If you want the fastest, easiest, most efficient version of performance, automatic is incredibly hard to beat. It works. It is faster. And in modern cars, it often unlocks the full potential of the platform. But if you want connection, involvement, rhythm, and that feeling that you are truly operating the machine, manual still offers something unique. It is not always better. It is not always faster. It is definitely not always more practical. But it can be more memorable. And maybe that is why people still fight so hard for it. Because great driving is not just about speed, it is about how much the car makes you feel. Automatic is usually the smarter choice. Manual is often the more emotional one. One is brutally effective, the other makes you earn the experience. And depending on what you want from a car, either one can be the right answer. So now I want your answer. Manual or automatic? Which one would you choose and why? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for more real-world car content.